This morning, Eddick is nervous. On the stand, he shares hard times with his dad when prosecutor Pamela suddenly challenges him. She threw out an unexpected question, digging a hole for Eddick. It's one of those "oh no, this is bad" moments. Did you really go to Dick College to buy a gun on the morning of August 18? Eddick, absolutely, no doubt about it. You and Leo watched the case, then were told you couldn't leave? Because there's a 15-day waiting period, right? Eddick, no problem. Since 1986, the gun giant has been selling guns. Eddick's testimony? A bit confusing. However, right now Eddick's performance is certainly raising eyebrows, making cool-headed folks chuckle. Leo is furious, shoving Eddick, convinced he's the mastermind behind the whole shenanigan. Leo's instincts don't lie. Originally, it was Eddick's idea. After all, he was a big deal in the youth club. In court, Leo says Eddick was outed for his male encounters by the parents. What a drama. Subtitles: Leo shifts the blame onto Eddick, declaring, "We can't let them forget what we've done." After a long trial, the brothers finally get a verdict. Oh my, Lyle had a baby. But that doesn't stop her from fiercely defending the brothers. What a brave mom. Lyle's performance stirs up some favorable testimony of sexual abuse. What a twist. Hearing this, the jurors were stunned, boosting the brothers' chances for freedom. Under Lyle's protection, Eddick grows increasingly carefree, writing novels and finding a girlfriend. Public opinion starts brewing, and due to the long standoff, the court hits a standstill. The brothers eagerly ask the lawyer, "Does this mean we're free?" But 6 months later, they are summoned again. Female jurors express sympathy for Eddick, calling to comfort him, making Eddick pretty bummed. Recently, Eddick received some nasty letters in prison, and Lyle notices the male jurors' biases. Although the brothers' savings are almost gone, they still have a meager lawyer fee left. Subtitle: Lyle's lawyer Little B quits, but confident Lyle thinks he'll find another. Just when Little B finds out Lyle's in contact with an outside friend, Lyle suddenly wants to write a book. He thinks this book could earn him some cash, but Little B breaks down the risks. If that so-called friend releases the recordings, things could get messy. Now he can only rely on Eric, who feels completely helpless. They've become bankrupt brothers. The court, to avoid accidents, forbids Eddick from using self-defense arguments today. Subtitles: Leslie makes every effort to defend Eddick, even hoping that he could sacrifice himself for others, but Eddick laments that there is little hope left in life. But before long, Eddick gets the news about his neighbor Simpson, who was once quite a character. Overnight, Simpson became the prime suspect. Everyone thought he'd be convicted, yet the court declared him not guilty. In just a week, Simpson successfully got off, giving the brothers immense confidence. Lyle thinks, if even such a big bad guy walks free, what's stopping them? However, Lyle isn't keen on accepting public defender Charles' advice and wants to stick with his private lawyer. Leslie recalls Lyle's clever moves, where he exploits audience sympathy to fundraise. Leslie is helpless to see Lyle spending $2,500 on the new hairpiece. Now that's hilarious. Seizing the moment, he uses his abuse story to rally the crowd and comes up with the slogan "almost made me burst out laughing." He suddenly realizes that the brother he idolizes is actually a clueless fool. When Lyle tries to refute, he notices Eddick with a book, and he promised to help publish it seriously. What's even more terrible is that Yui has also made public the recorded phone conversations with Lyle, and Lyle realizes that the situation is spun out of control. They could have been free, but Lyle's evidence makes a mess of the brothers' relationship. What a comedy. However, at this point, Lyle's behavior drains everyone's sympathy. People start feeling repulsed by the brothers. Eddick and Lyle get into a huge fight, and the resulting scene is truly comical. Constantly trying to explain things, they end up losing everyone's sympathy. It's quite a tragedy. Eddick finally lays a hand on Lyle, and Leslie and the guards jump in to separate them. A real show. When the brothers appear in court, the prosecutor dominates the room. It's like a walk in the park for them. She uses Lyle's recordings to suggest the brothers are fabricating stories were a detective. When Leslie tries to rebut this point, he gets cut off by the judge. What a plot twist. In front of everyone, Hosa drops $23,000 on a used junker for Lyle. What a waste. Subtitles. Lyle's cursing non-stop, totally disregarding Hosa's respect. It's truly both hilarious and exasperating. Ex-friend admits to co-authoring the parents' script with him. This mischief just keeps on rolling. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe.